Hello guys, and welcome to another episode, and today we're back on Wildcraft. So yeah, last time you left us, or in the last episode, we talked about doing some kind of rail cart system in the Nether, try and get around. So we're going to have a look at that today, and if I just turn around, or turn you around, as you can see, we've made a start. So yeah, this is our main portal here that goes back to the main spawn area. So people can come out of that and they can come straight downstairs into the train station. And what we've got here, apart from an awful load of pigmen in here, so I apologise for that. Let's just see if I can turn my sounds down on hostile creatures. There we go. That'll do for now. Yeah, so we've got this station here. It's not completely wired up yet. I thought I'd finish it off with you guys. So we've got different lines. So there's a guardian line or northern line, then we can go east, we can go south, and we can go west. So the west one is set up, and I showed you this before, but basically we hit the destination, the light then comes on, and that torch comes on, and that changes the rail. So let's just come round here. And you can see the behind the scenes, and there's the rail that it actually changes, and we've got all the other rails that it will change as well. So by default the rail is pointing that way, which means as the track comes across it just goes straight across. When we hit the button it powers the rail, or unpowers it in fact, and then it brings it this way. So yeah, that's how we're going to do it. So I've got the other ones to wire up. Let me just show you the wiring. I'll reset this one because we don't need it set. We want them all unset really. Have I got any blocks on me? Not really. Let's just put... I was designing this and I did do an end design to it, but I'll be perfectly honest, I didn't like it. So I've turned down the two ends, and I've got to sort of come up with that. So we'll hit reset there, and reset is doing exactly what the other bit's doing. So let's have a look at the redstone. As you can see, I've got the tracks laid out, so we'll start a new one from fresh. So essentially we've got 1, 2, 3 layers here, and each one of these is going to have redstone on it. And I'm going to have to just put some temporary blocks down for now. So you can see on this one over here, if we go up high enough, you'll see I've got some redstone on the top of this block. And this is the block that has a torch to the other side of it. So we've got the button there. So that's going to do that into there, and then we have a repeater going into the bottom reset block. Okay, and then start going down, piece of redstone dust, and this one here, and we'll do this in a second, we'll have a repeater, and that's the reset button coming back, or the track reset coming back. So we'll have that down there, and then this just literally has redstone. Oh, we've got a torch at the back here as well. Okay, so at the moment you can see it's like that because it's not all active yet. What we need is, in fact, should that not be active? Let's have a look at that, make sure it's the same. I think I reset it, didn't I? Why is that not going down? There we go. So we've got repeater into there, that into there. Oh, the light's on, so it does need resetting, that's why. Okay, we'll get that reset in a moment. So, and then we just literally have the redstone dust coming all the way down here, and then that comes down into that, and then unpowers the light, and that triggers it to turn around. And then we've got the reset, so when we go over here, activates this redstone line, we bring that back, and these pigmen have been such problems down here, I tell you. I'm sure their AI is designed to get in your way as much as possible. Okay, let's just go up here. So what we need is a repeater going into there and a bit of redstone there, and that is it complete really. So the only things we've got, if you look around the other side in terms of redstone, is that redstone torch and the buttons. So let's just go and have a look at that. So this is on at the moment, we can hit reset, and there you go, it's reset. So yeah, and I think it's purely because these are all put on with this torch. They just need that first reset when they do it. So simple enough. It's fairly straightforward redstone. It's not really anything complicated, and it can be done in any order because we've got the reset of the system, so it doesn't really matter which way round we do it, as long as we cover everything in redstone that we're supposed to. Yeah, it's quite a simple system to set up, and obviously you can add as many of these as you want. You could add 10 coming out the station if you wanted to, and it's just a matter of deciding whether you need this powered or not. If you didn't need that power to rotate the track that way, then you could literally invert this, so it doesn't, you know, you can literally choose which way round you want to do it. We just got it this way, makes it nice and simple, which is always good, keeps everything uniform, and we understand it all as well, and that's always important for me, to be able to understand it and know how it's working. That one doesn't want to be there, that wants to be that. There we go. Okay, and then we just got to go up and do that. So I'm going to get the rest of this finished, and then we'll come back afterwards and have a look at what we're going to be doing. In fact, we'll look at it working hopefully first, and then we'll come back and have a look at the rest. So if we can get this, I'm going to have to go across, aren't I? I should have brought some proper blocks with me, but I didn't. Typical. Alright, so yeah, we'll just get all these in place. Got some more redstone, thank goodness for that. Right, I believe that's all done, so time for a little test. I'm just doing a last check round just to be sure, because I like to double check everything when I'm doing it, that it's all going to work. So yeah, they're all reset, they've all got redstone on the top, they've all got repeaters in place, repeaters going into there, the redstone's all coming round underneath and the bottom. Yes, everything is absolutely set up there, which is perfect. So let's see which destination. Let's get rid of this while we're doing it. So what we're going to do is check out each destination and make sure it goes to the appropriate place. And I have put signs up, so that should help us in reality. So let's go up here. Do I have a minecart? No, of course not. But there's going to be one in here, isn't there? There is. Okay, so let's put... let's see which destination. Put a minecart there. Let's first of all go to the west line. Hit west, jump in the cart, press the button, and here's west. Yep, and that takes us there. Perfect. Okay, so that's the first one working. And let's just go and check the others. Well, I forgot to jump in the cart there, but as you can see, it arrived at its destination, which is pretty good. And that is the next station. You can see it resets itself as soon as it goes over there. The track resets itself again. And as you can see here, I've started this one particular line. So the other lines don't really go anywhere yet, but this one particular line I've started. I've started looking at the design, and this is how I'm going to be, but I'm going to have a different wall on here, and you'll see what the wall's looking like when we get up here. But we won't be able to go any further, because once we get up here, and this is how it's going to be, we're going into these half slabs. In fact, we could probably just miss. Yeah, so we're going to these half slabs, and what it means is that when you come up in here, your head goes into these, but you can still see, but it means nothing's going to spawn on these tracks at all. But let's just go around the other side and have a quick look and see how it looks. So we're back at my tunnel here. So we've got, if we just look through here and get these spring right away, so there's just the hub area. So this is my tunnel that goes down to my base, the Guardian farm, the Mesa biome, the mushroom biome, and the ice plains biomes. There's quite a few biomes down there and places to go down there. So, but as this was heading north rather than in this direction, I've basically grabbed this is going to be the northern line. So that's the one that we've set up, as you know, was coming out. I'm going to show you where that comes out, but this is my design of tunnel. So I've created, I want to keep a running tunnel. So that's first and foremost, we need to still get around places by running. So we've still got the path. So what we've got is we've got these iron trapdoors, which I think look really, really nice, even though they're quite expensive. And underneath we've got the ice. You can see we're just sliding along there. So that means we could do the whole run, speed run, and that sort of thing, which is really, really cool. So yeah, everyone can go along, and we've got glass here, so there's no glitching onto the stairs. The stairs are just there for the looks. Yeah, no, I think that works really well. We're just using this dark oak wood, and then on this side at the moment this is just a temporary area, because as we come around here you'll see this is where the rail track comes up, and this is going to be then the design for the rail track. So we're going to again have it on ice so it matches the look and everything of here. It's one higher because we want the headroom to be the same height, and then we're going to mirror this. In fact, this isn't going to be there, so let's just get rid of that. I haven't got the blocks on, so that'll be this this wood here going there, and I've just got rid of my minecart, which is a bit of a pain, because I was going to show you how it sits in there. The other thing I've done is you can see I've double layered this. And the reason for that is we want this roof to be this height, okay, because that's when we're running, we've got it that height. Let's see if I got another minecart. I probably haven't. We'll have to go and get the other one again in a minute. In fact, let's just make one, because we're going to need a lot of minecarts anyway, so I don't mind making one. But when you're sat in the actual minecart, you basically can see everything above it. So that's a bit of an issue in terms of design, because I don't really want to place that. So if I sit in this, as you can see, even though my head is in the block, we can't see the blocks. So in reality, this area here is all half slabs, but we don't see them because our head is in that block. You can see the hitbox there where the mouse is now. Our head's actually in those blocks. So if we don't do that, what we're going to see is this netherrack, and I don't want to see the netherrack when we're going through the tunnel. So what I've had to do is actually design, so that's why we've got this half step going over here, and that's why on top of the glass we've got the half slabs. Let's see if I can get out without destroying it. Yeah, so as you can see, there's actually half slabs above that glass, but we don't see that. What we actually see is this roof here. So that's quite important. So we've actually got a double roof in reality. Yeah, so we're seeing the upper roof when we're in the minecart, and we're seeing the lower roof when we're running. So that's an important part of the design, and again the lights are there just to make it look good. They don't actually do any illumination, they just really light up the areas we're going over, so I think it just looks nice really. And that was the important thing, to try and mirror it looking nice. So we've got upside down steps there. On the other side we'll have upside down steps as well, which is going to go there. Yeah, so I think that all works. I think it looks nice. It just needs a bit of digging out. So what we've got to do is create an area which is 4 high by 5 wide, and then we take out this middle row here. In reality we don't actually have to take that out, so all we've got to do is keep digging a tunnel, which is really actually 4 by 4. So if we dig a tunnel that's 4 by 4 and fill in the gaps, and this is the other important thing, if you're doing this, particularly the design I've got, I'm using full blocks there, wood blocks. So with that you've got to be careful, because if you've got an air gap, then fire can spread. So if you suddenly have lava somewhere, this is the most risky part. A way round it would be to use steps or half slab. I'm not sure if half slabs work, but so basically is to come behind it and actually use steps like that, and then looks the same from this side, but they won't burn, I don't think. I'm pretty sure that they don't burn by lava. It's only these full blocks that do. But I'm going to take a risk and see how we get on. If it does catch fire, it's only going to be these and these that are going to burn, I think, so everything else should be okay. But yeah, it's a bit of a risk, but I'm just trying to be extra careful. We had a lava pocket up there, and I'm just literally taking out any air blocks that might be, or being very careful to replace any air blocks as they appear. So so this side we just need these removing there, but we don't need it too deep, so again I'm going to replace those bits. Yeah, and that's it then. So on the back here, if we have this, we just literally get steps going that way, and I've run out of steps. Let's just go and get some. Right, and we've got a ton of steps. As you can see, I've been collecting resources, so I have plenty here, hopefully. We don't need a redstone, but we do need that. Just keep that with us. Do we need anything else? Glass is the other thing we need. Rails and ice. They're the main ingredients for this, and thankfully Andy went and got me a load of ice. He was very good, and yeah, got me a ton of ice. In fact, I think, yeah, we got a ton in there as well. That's really good. The way I'm lighting this as well is every now and then, so I've got a lantern under there, and I skip one and a lantern under there, basically. So that's how it's been lit at the moment. I did look at doing the old redstone lamp either side of this redstone here, and I still may do that, but I'm going to see how the lighting works out, because this may be enough with the glass, and we don't need to worry about things spawning. It's just going to be case how it looks. So I'm going to do a few of these and see actually how it looks to whether I decide to actually do that. So we've got these steps going in there. So that's the first layer. On this side we've got the same, but because it's double height, and what I'm doing is every 4, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we've got a pillar, so hopefully that's the other side. It is, and we've got 3 of these, so that is literally, and I don't mind using more than I need if it fills it up, because in reality I don't need those top ones, but it just makes life easier by putting them in there. So we then put steps down here as well. So those are steps, and then steps above this lot here. Yeah, so that's all those there done. And I'm pretty sure, so when we're in here, that's the height. We do see what's up there, so what we need is these half slabs go up here, because they all form part of the roof, and as you can see between these posts I'm putting the lights, so that's where those lights are at the top as well, but it's more for decoration, and let's face it, I've got a gazillion of those things available to me now. So now it's a case of doing the 3 lower ones, and there we have it there, so that's all good. And then to finish off, we've got the glass, which goes down 4 pieces each side, and done. Okay, and then all we need now, that's the other thing we're missing, iron trapdoors. I've got no food, that's why I can't run. Let's have a look. Shall have some iron trapdoors in here somewhere. Yeah, I made a load up, but as each one takes 4 iron, I may have to go and do some AFKing at the iron farm again. But we've got plenty for going on with anyway, so certainly for this area here. Yeah, so I just finish off, and you can't place these down until these wooden blocks are in place, unfortunately, because they go against it. They can't you can't place them on here like this. They've got to be placed against something, and if I remove these bits, they then come up again. So yeah, and I think that's pretty much it finished, apart from, do we need a light there? No, we don't, so we're okay for a light. No light, light, no light, no, yep. Okay, so that's working pretty good. So all I've got to do really is carry this on, and yeah, it depends where we're going to. So what I'm going to do is take this along to the junction, which is essentially where I go off, because this is the other thing we've now got to think about, and what we looked at last time is when we come along here, so the rail track's going to be beside me, but it's going to get to this point and we're going to need to make a decision. Do we want to go to my base, or do we want to go to the Mesa biome? And that's how we're going to do it, basically, is we're going to decide which way do we want to do it. And what I'll probably do here, because I'll be using the rail track going to the Guardian farm quite a lot from my base, I'll probably actually bring it to either the Guardian farm and my base, or to the Mesa biome and the ice spikes and blah blah blah. So you know, it'll go that way. So we need to have a junction here where we arrive, and then we have 2 buttons. Do we want to go Guardian farm or that way? We press the buttons and it shoots us off again, and it's as quick as easy as that. So let's get digging this tunnel. Oh yes. So that's worked out pretty good, and I love the way the track looks there on the side. Actually, it's just that little sneak that you might suddenly see someone as you're running along here at 600 miles an hour. So that's pretty good. But let's take the minecart, shall we, and see how the journey is. We've set up the station down there, so this is all working. So I come along here, I want to go north, so I'm going to click on there. We will put the destinations around here once I've got it working. So come along here, I'm going to place a minecart in a moment, because again we're going to have that automatically dispensed. Press the button and it takes us round. So, and again we've got to finish the interior here, so there's a lot of stuff I've got to do still, but I think that looks pretty cool. I like that. And again you can see the running where people might be running along as you're going through, and I've had to do a little bit of changes here, so let's have a quick look at this and you can see what I've done. Yeah, so the original design was slightly different. Now I've brought it up because what we're going to have to do is keep the running track going. So we want to keep that going, and obviously the track's got to go over the top to head in that direction. So so yeah, I've brought it up a level at the station, and that means we can wall off all this side here, so you won't necessarily see it all, but all the redstone is basically kept over on that side. I've used different coloured blocks for no particular reason other than that's the blocks was on there. So yeah, that's pretty good. So let's just have a look at this. Let's just tell him 2 secs. So yeah, we've got 3 buttons here. This is what's going to control where we go, and I thought what we're going to do is bring this inward. So as you can see here, the track is designed that if you come in this direction you'll end up going around here, and that's where we ended up. And the same happens whichever direction you're coming from, you will always end up going around into this bay, and exactly the same here. You would come in and you would end up going around to the bay, and that's quite important. So then when you're here, you then just choose which destination you want. So they're not labelled up at the moment. So if we press this button here, it changes that bit of track there, which means we will go along round here and off in that direction. So that will be labelled up to go in that particular direction. If we press the other side, both pieces of track here change. So you can see we press there, that changes, and it changes back again. And that's important because that's our way back down there, if you like. So again, we would come across, and then it would come across, and we'd heading off in that direction. And of course, if we want to go that way, well, the track's already pointing that way, so all we need to do is activate this by pressing that button there, and we would zoom off in that direction. So let me quickly show you the redstone so you can see how it's all working. So this one, first of all, we press that button and the block is powering the redstone underneath it. Okay, so that's nice and easy. And the redstone first of all goes off into this block to power the rail. So that means that when we press there, the rail is powered. It also then comes down this little winding staircase and into this repeater, which is going to activate this lamp. Now what you've got to watch out for is, as you can see here, this torch is on but this torch is off, and the reason is all to do with the east-west facing of the tracks and that sort of thing. So each one is going to be different, but we've got both examples here, which is kind of good. So all we've done is reverse the signal. So we had a redstone torch in there, and then we've turned it off by this redstone torch here. So this redstone torch is powering these repeaters, powers that block, which turns off the torch. So when we turn on this redstone, what that does is powers the block underneath, turns off that torch, this turns on, sorry, this turns off, block turns off, and the torch turns on, and that turns the track. So that's how we're doing it. So that's took a little bit of working out, but we got it there. This side is slightly different because we have to activate both rails, and that was a little bit more tricky. But what I've done is used redstone dust to power this track, or this block underneath the track here, whereas this side I've used a repeater. So what that means is the power can go this direction and keep going, but it can't go this direction and keep going, and that's quite important. So when we hit this button, we get the same effect as we had before, where this dust comes and powers block underneath. But what you'll notice, it then continues through the block and powers this array as well, and therefore activates that one. Then it comes down this side, and this one's fairly straightforward, into the repeaters, and basically turns off the, so it powers there, turns off the torch, that turns the track. Things to note is the timing of it all. So these two repeaters are just on their normal things, and then these two are actually on their full 4 ticks, and that's to allow enough delay to actually get round, and for the minecart to actually make its way all the way around there before it turns that back to that direction again. So yeah, that's all working, which is pretty good. So I'm glad I got that sorted. What I need to do now is just really get all this tidied up and sort of extend the rails down there and there. But I think we've kind of run out of time for this episode, so hopefully you've enjoyed it, and maybe you'll join us again next time here on the WildCraft server. That looks really odd, doesn't it? There we go. Okay, my name's WildTrekker. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.